this side today. Well, because I've got a new charger, but it's not as long as the other one, so I've got to have these plugged into the laptop. I suppose that'll do. That'll do. Good. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Let me get the chat and everything up, and then we'll get started. I've no clothes left, so I need to do an ironing. Right, sound is down. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. I want to hear all about what you've done yesterday. Is anyone hungover? Jordan, good morning, lovely Jordan. Thank you for coming in to talk to me this morning. Keep me company while I do my ironing. There we go, live chat. That's us. Oh, there we are. I'm having a lilt today. So I'll open it. Good morning to you. Good morning. Golfer girl, good morning. And you need to let me see the lights. You need to let me see them. I love looking at people's decorations. Sky, good morning. Sky, good morning. Love of mine, good morning. Thank you so much for coming in to talk to me today. Keep me company while I do my ironing. Well, I do have Jason in the corner. He keeps me company every day. And sometimes every night. No, kid not. Oh. There'll be rumours going about YouTube that Blueberry sleeps with cardboard cutouts. Well, worse has been said about me, let's face it. Right, let's get on with this. Let's do this. AJ, good morning, good morning. Wait till I tell you what happened this morning. It was so cute. Wait a minute, I'll clean my glasses. Right, so when I go up to my swimming every morning, me and this other man, we're always the first there. We're there before the doors are even opened, right? So we're there waiting on the doors opening. So this morning I goes up and like that, the doors are shut and I'm standing myself and the wee man starts walking up the path. Just as I looked in the window and there was a mouse, a wee mouse like that, running about on the desk inside. I was like, oh my God, there's a wee mouse. It was quite fast as well. They've got a wee Christmas tree on their desk. Green Rose, good morning. And it was jumping on that and everything. I was going, oh God, look at that wee mouse. So it disappeared. And the man comes up and I says, there's a wee mouse in there this morning. He says, one time there was one swimming in the pool. Right, so I'm like, oh, maybe we'll have a visitor in the pool then. So they come and they open the door. Sky, good morning. Did I go? Did I do that to my Sky? Good morning. Pip, good morning. I hope you and the bump are doing good. So I went in and I said to them, you've got a wee mouse in here. I says, I was standing watching it running about the counter. And one of the little girls went, oh, you're joking. I says, I'm not. I says, look, I swear. I says, there's a wee mouse. I says, I was like blinking, thinking I was still dreaming. But you've got a mouse running about on the table. So anyway, I swiped, I've got a card, so I swiped my card and then I went into the swimming. And I had done about 10 laps, right? And then all of a sudden I heard, we've got it, we've got it, we've got it, like that. And I thought they've captured the wee mouse. And I'm glad because I didn't want them thinking, oh, she's made that story up. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I would think that, but I just thought that. So anyway, they captured the wee mouse. So I nearly had a mouse in swimming with me. Oh, Pip, you need to let me see your tree. I need to see people's trees and decorations. Who was it? Was it For Art? I think it was For Art that sent me a beautiful picture of a tree, and it was dead unusual because it had big flowers on it, right? Beautiful big flowers like sunflowers and all different flowers on this tree. It was beautiful and very unique. Sky, I think we're all having brain fog. I'm forgetting what I'm saying halfway through a sentence. See, in the morning, me and my mum's conversation, it's comical. Because we forget, she forgets, I forget. I don't know if it's anything to do with the COVID or what, but I'm the same. I forget. I don't know, many times I've walked into this kitchen and I've been like, what am I in here for? And then I think, It was something important as well. It was something important. Forgot. Completely forgot. Going. Remember, I was kicking myself. Remember one night, oh, this was going back about a year ago or something, right? And it was a Saturday, so I was having my Russian flavouring. And I was just sitting and I was watching videos and stuff. And an idea came to me, right, for an ASMR video. And I thought, that has never been done for ASMR, this thing. Absolutely, that is going to get so many views. People are going to love this. This is going to go viral. This idea that I had, fantastic idea. Can I remember it now? No. I woke up in the morning, I was like, what was that idea? Gone. Completely gone. my idea that was going to be the best ASMR video of all time. Gone. That's it, it's away. AJ, that is wonderful news that you're no longer homeless. That is good news. Coming up to the winter time and everything like that. That's great news. Van, good morning, Van. Good morning. See, it takes me sometimes to see the chat. Good morning, Van. Good morning, and thank you for coming in. I'm doing my ironing, not because I want to, because I have to. I've nothing left in my wardrobe. So, I need to do it, so. Now, I want to know, you've got some family round about you. That's really nice. I do feel for people, and do you know, sometimes I feel dead guilty, I swear. See, I'm one of the people that feels sorry for everything. And sometimes I'm lying in bed at night and I think about the people that haven't got a bed. Do you know what I mean? And I feel bad and guilty that I'm lying in a comfy bed, nice and warm, and there's people out there. I don't know why I feel that guilty. I wonder if millionaires feel guilty. I suppose some of them do. But I feel dead guilty sometimes. But then again, I feel sorry for, is it inanimate objects? Is that how you say it? I feel sorry for things that aren't living. I feel sorry. Beth, good morning, good morning. Oh, Sky, I know people around you, and you don't want to. It's like poking a wound, isn't it? When you've had a breakup and people are asking you about it, it's like just poking you in a sore point. Sky, you will get over it, I promise you. Goldust, good morning, happy Friday, happy. Goldust had the wee mouse this morning, not in this house, up at my swimming. I think people thought I was either crazy or making the story up. Because I was waiting on it opening and there was a wee mouse running about like that on top of the counter. And I was like, oh God, there's a wee... See, that makes me happy. But they captured it, which was good. Yeah, Green Rose, good morning. And I feel the same sometimes. Sometimes I feel the same. I feel, as I say, I feel sorry for things that aren't even alive. Like, Sophie and Amanda will tell you, see if they buy me soap or bath bombs or anything that's got a face, I can't use it. Can't use it. I'll tell you a true story. Years and years ago, I don't even think Peter was born yet, and I was doing a clear out of the girls' bedroom. The girls had shared the bedroom at this point. So they had these horses that was just like a horse's head on a stick kind of thing, and they used to kind of ride them as if they were hobby horses, I think they're called, right? So they'd been lying about in the girls' bedroom for ages and ages and ages, and I was doing a clear out, and I thought they never play with them, so they're going out. So I put them in a black bag and I put them at the front door because I was taking stuff to the dump. And every time I walked by, I could see their faces looking at me, these hobby horses, and I was like, Linda, it's just a toy, it's just a toy. And I kept looking at them, and I had to take them out of the bag. I had to take them out of the bag and put them back, and I couldn't throw them out because they had a face. AJ, I hope everything works out for you. We're always here anyway if you need a wee talk. I know, it's very raw at first. It's like, as I say, poking a wound. It's a sore subject and people talk about it. See, do you know what else, Pip? Me and Amanda had a wee channel going and she was doing Lush products. And this one year they had a llama bath bomb in the shape of a llama. And of course I couldn't use mine, right, because it had the face and it looked cute. But Amanda done a video using the bath bomb and how the bath bomb bubbled up and stuff like that. I watched it. I was disturbed watching it because its face is fizzing like that. See, I rode a horse once. Badly. I may add badly. I rode a horse, and it was in the Isle of Bute, and it was quite a big. It was a white horse. It was quite a big white horse, and so I'd never been on a horse before in my life. So anyway, I gets on this. I was about 14. I gets on this horse, right, and there was wee kids about 8 or 9 year old. They were on their horses, right, a wee bit smaller than my horse. So they were doing this on their horse, right. Me, however, I was falling off the thing, going screaming and stuff. And the lady's going, don't scream round about the horses. They've got, I can't help it, falling off. And it would be trotting, and I was like that, holding on. The poor llama, Pip, I was like, oh, Amanda, how could you do that video? See, that's it. I've got too much feeling for things. I can't help it. I'm just, that's what, I don't know, there's a name for me. Sophie says I'm a Hufflepuff. Is that, sorry to all the Harry Potter fans. I've only ever watched Harry Potter once, and it was the first one. But she had a thing to see what group you would be in. I know she's in Slytherin, right, that's her group. But she says I'm a Hufflepuff. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, hen. I don't know if that's, I like the name though. It sounds round and fluffy, kind of like myself. Round and fluffy. I should put that on my dating profile. Looking for something round and fluffy? You're in for a treat. Do you know, there's loads of people interested on that Facebook dating, but I've not even been on it. So see, when I go on, there'll be like 30 or 40 people that are, I'm not bragging, but 30 or 40 people want to talk to me. See, I'm spoiled for choice because I've got men and ladies that want to talk to me. Oh, my sky. I wish I could take it away. I wish I could take out the sore feeling. But you'll get through it. I promise you'll get through it. And then see, in a few months you'll be going, F him. You'll see, your sadness will turn to rage. That's what happens. I'm sorry I'm steaming you, but that's what happens to me. My sorrow turns, I'll move back a bit. My sorrow turns into rage. Maybe I should go to anger management. See if Jack Nicholson, was it Jack Nicholson that was in anger management? I was talking about anger management to Officer Bob when I met him. He likes that film also. So, how's everybody's Christmas shopping? That's what I'd like to know. I've done my wee thing. My gifts, as I say, I've not got much money, but see the gifts that I give people, I've thought about it. I've not just grabbed it, I've thought about it, like my mum's wee slippers and stuff like that. That will keep her wee toes nice and warm, and she's got some nice stuff for her shower. Do you know what I mean? My dad, with his hats, I'll keep my dad nice and warm. That's the kind of presents. I can't afford diamond rings. Diamonds for everyone. Oh, no. Pip, you're all done as well. I'm done too. Just thinking next year what your house is going to be like next year, Pip. My house next year is going to be completely different. I'll tell you that. It's going to be, as I say, I won't be having my dinner on Christmas Day. We'll probably have it like Boxing Day or the day after. So I can have all my babies down. Oh, I bought me and the girls headband. I'll show you them tomorrow or something. Headbands that have got flashing things on them for Christmas. You've got to have that. You've got to have something Christmassy on. A wee bit of tinsel in your hair. Well, see, with me, it's not really the price. It's the gift itself. As I said, I went for. I mean, all my gifts weren't expensive, right? But I went for things that I know the person would like. Not, oh, that's really expensive. They're going to like that 'cause it's expensive. Like with my dad with his hats, I'm visualising my dad will keep my dad's head nice and warm. 3 nice new hats, and my mum's slippers and stuff like that, and socks for people. You know, I've got pyjamas, just nice things like that. I've bought. I can't afford. Do you know? I've never even seen a Tiffany's item. Some ladies come on YouTube that get Tiffany stuff and Louis Vuitton bags and Louis Vuitton shoes and stuff like that. You know, but I'm an Asda girl. I'm Asda all the way. See, if I was in America, I'd be Walmart. I'd be going to. This is basically the same thing, Asda and Walmart. That's what I'd be doing. So it's not the price. Just go for if they're going to like it or not, or if it's something that they're going to be able to use. Yes, Martin, Goldpint, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. Yes, I love your Christmas trees. I do. I love looking at them all. It makes me happy. Makes me happy just looking at these things. But as I say, I can't wait till my son can drive, so he can drive me around and I can look at everybody's lights. Oh, Beth, I couldn't sell my makeup palettes. Oh, I couldn't do it. I love my makeup. I do. I feel as if I'm a collector as well. And seeing a Saturday when I'm sitting there, I feel so good just having my stuff about me. For years and years, for about 20 odd years, all I had makeup wise was like a makeup pencil and a quad and a single eyeshadow and one mascara. That was about it. So now I go crazy. My mum was even being sarcastic. I mean, I've got the Too Faced one that I'm going to use on you tomorrow, the Christmas Too Faced one. And my mum said, that's what you need today, another makeup palette. I thought, Mum, that's sassy. Stop being sassy. Yeah, we're here. Oh, see, that's it. The beads and stuff like that, they all tangle up. The worst is when you take the Christmas tree down and you've got to sit for half an hour. And I always do wrap them up properly, the lights, because there's nothing worse than when you're putting your tree up. But see that big tree in my living room, I'm giving it to Amanda next year. Because it's too big for me. I can't, you know, a 6 foot one, like the one that's in the hall, my pink one, that's a nice size for me, do you know what I mean? But the one in the living room, it's getting too hard for me to do now, so it's time for me to pass it on. And it's only about 4 years old, that tree. No, it's 5 years old, because I got it when I moved in here. So Amanda will have that in her house, a nice 7 foot tree, and I'll have a new one next year. Now, I'm already thinking, what colour will I get? You know what I mean? That's what I'm already thinking. I'm already thinking of a colour scheme in my head for next year. I might change my mind though, but I was thinking like purple and white next year. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see what I'm doing. See, this is it. It's not even this Christmas and I'm planning in next Christmas. That's what I'm like. It's looking at everybody's beautiful trees. Yeah, I know, Green Rose is right. I've already spoken. Me and God have been talking to God a lot. So I'm just waiting on God giving me some lovely person that's just going to come up and knock on the bungalow door. I'll tell you, if I got an email from Officer Bob, I'd be very happy. He was nice. Oh, even before I spoke to him, I thought, oh, I could see him through the glass, do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, aye. But we'll have a laugh. Sophie comes up almost every day and sits with me, which is great. I love that. So we always have a good laugh. But every time I'm driving her home, there's crazy people on pedal bikes. That's every time for the past like 2 weeks. There's been crazy people out on their bikes. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just me. It's just I encourage people. AJ, did I say good morning? I hope I did, because that'd be rude if I didn't. Good morning, everyone. See, I'm doing my ironing as well. I don't want to burn myself, which I have done quite a lot. See, it's all my stuff. What's it? But now I can wear my Christmas tops. I've got 3 Christmas tops. I've got one with Rudolph. I've got one that's red with all different things on it. And what's the other one? I've got a white one that's something. I've got a white one that's got elf on it. Time to get the Christmas t-shirts on. I might wear my elf one tomorrow when I'm doing your makeup. I'm really excited because I've not used my new Too Faced palettes. So tomorrow will be the first time, so it's going to be exciting. And I'll take my time on yous as usual. I like to take my time on a Saturday and pamper yous. That's what I like to do. Sophie's doing great, Beth. She's doing great. I've still got my eye on her, of course. I'll have my eye on her forever. But she's doing absolutely wonderful. She's not ready to go back to work or anything though at the moment. But she's every day she's getting better and better. Her weight's fine. She's eating really good, and I think she's still getting like phone calls from the therapist and stuff like that. So, and we're all keeping our eye on her. I had to apologise to her the other day. I said sorry him, but I'm never going to be able to not worry about you. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what age she is, I'll always worry. And I'm always like, with you ate today? Do you know, and I don't want to be like that, but I can't help myself. But some of the girls that she'd met are still in there. And my heart is breaking for them. It's a shame seeing them, and they're all young as well, all young girls. All young girls. Yeah, they check in on her, so that's good. Listen, we nearly lost her. Remember, we got the phone call saying prepare for the worst. Remember that? I was dying, and I fell to the ground. My legs gave way. My legs went to jelly. I fell to the ground. I just kept saying no. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And then 4 days later, she wakes up and says, "Where's my phone charger?" I was like, I couldn't believe it. So she's doing great, but I'll be watching. I can't help it. I can't help being a protective mum. I'm at with yous. See when they get in, if any troll comes in to use, like, get behind me. I'm going to deal with this troll. Don't you be trolling my friends. Yeah, I know, it's amazing what she's done. She's really strong. It just shows her as well how strong she is. Now, everybody knows when doctors phone you and tell you that, I've never heard it not happening. Do you know what I mean? Remember, I had in my bag, I had plastic bags and a pair of scissors, and I was going to, because they said I would be allowed to see her when the time was close. Remember that? I couldn't get any hug her or anything. And I took scissors in a wee bag because I was going to take clippings of her hair. And look at her now. So, listen, I can't help keeping my eye on her. We're all doing it. Amanda's getting dead maternal as well, so she is. She's getting dead maternal, I think, because she's pregnant and her hormones are all over the place. She's like, Sophie, don't ever go back into that hospital. Oh, AJ, she had a eating disorder and she almost died, so she did. She went into, I don't know if it was a coma or what, she was unresponsive for 4 days. And we knew that she wasn't eating and stuff like that. And people say, give them a cheeseburger, but see when they get that bad, see anything they do try to eat, their body just rejects it. It just comes straight back out again. So it was a case she wanted to eat, but her body wouldn't let her eat. So she got that bad, that ill, that she had to get rushed to hospital. And she was 4 days unresponsive before she actually sat up. And then after that, we had a long time in that hospital. And then she got moved to the Priory, that's a rehab. She got moved there, and they done wonders. I know she doesn't like it, she still thinks they were rubbish and stuff like that, but I look at them and think they saved her life, you know. But they're very strict. You don't realise how strict they are with eating disorders in rehab. You're not allowed to take a picture of your menu, because that's all food related. You're not allowed to chew your food more than a certain number. So many different things. There's so many different things that you're not allowed to do. And see, your menu, you choose your meal that you're going to have next week. So you're not constantly thinking about the meat. It's just the most amazing things that you're not allowed to do. In fact, Sophie choked on a bit of steak when she was in rehab. They had to give her the Heimlich manoeuvre, because you're not allowed to cut your food up very, very small, because that's all to do with like an eating disorder or something. Not allowed to do that. So it was steak, and it lodged in Sophie's throat, and one of the staff members had to come up and this bit of steak came flying out her mouth. I says to her, cut it up a wee bit thinner. She says, Mum, you can't. You're not allowed to cut your food up. You're not allowed any sharp objects. You know, it's really quite strict. It's really strict. But thank God for them. That was like one of the worst time in my life, so it was. See, I'll be glad to see the back of this year. I'll be glad to see the back of this year. Next year, we're going onward and upwards. That's what we're doing. We're going for the play button. I'm going for my silver play button next year, right? That's what I'm doing. Made up my mind. Yes, Pip, it's just me and my girls and my boy this year. That's my Christmas. So it's going to be, and then next year I've got my grandson, and Santa will have been here. I'll have had Santa at the bungalow. It's going to be magical again. I miss that. I miss the. Although I love Christmas anyway, it's always like magical for me. But it's extra special when you've got little kids. And do you know what? And a lot of people will be like, you're terrible, Blueberry. Blackmail. Not in a bad way, blackmail, but you see when the kids would be acting up or not doing as they're told, I would be saying to them, do you want me to phone Santa and tell them that you're not eating your dinner? No, Mum, and they eat their dinner. You know, it's a great thing to have that. One of the children's kicking off and fighting with her. Right, that's it, I'm getting Santa on the phone. No, don't get Santa on the phone. See, I didn't need to hit my kids or anything like that. I had all that going on. And with Peter, it was dead easy with Peter. See, if he'd done anything wrong, I would say to him, you've made me really sad. You've made me sad, so you have. I'll need a minute to sit here. And he hated that, making me sad. And then, of course, I didn't let that go on. I wasn't like all day. It'd be like a minute or two, and then I'd go, right, okay, don't do it again then. But that was always great. I'm phoning Santa on you. Stop what you're doing, Santa. Oh, I know it's going to be great. Oh, Beth, I would love to get away next year. Saying that, I want my grandson, but, you know, see for New Year doesn't really mean much to me. I know it means a lot to some people, but it's just another day for me. It's just January the 1st for me. Some people go crazy for New Year. I don't bother. So I'd love to get away. I'd love to get back to Disney. That's what I would love to do. That's it. See when I get my play button next year, going to Disney. I'm going to make goals that I'll never be able to achieve, but here they'll be fun making them. It'll be fun. Meet a nice police officer. I'll put that on the list as well. Let's see. I'm going to ask Santa. I'm writing a list to Santa. I'm going to phone the North Pole. But Sophie's not got any allergies if you're talking to me. See, sometimes I can't keep up with the chat. Oh, I know, I'm so happy. We're all so happy. And as I said, I've already got me and the girls headbands that flash. They've got Santas on their headbands that flash. And I've got Christmas trees. You've got to look like that on Christmas Day. Get a hat on. You've got to get a bit of festive look about you. Oh my goodness, Pip, 4 AM. See, I don't, the only thing I hate, well, bloody fireworks. See where I stay, they cannot wait to get their hands on some fireworks. Or flares, right? See if they've got a football match or anything, they've got to have flares. A poor man, I don't know if any of you seen, but a poor man got his hand blew off with a flare. Just saying, they're very dangerous. He was holding a flare up like that, and you just, it's one line, you just see it blew his hand off it. Oh, she doesn't smoke cigarettes, AJ. She doesn't smoke cigarettes, but I mean, I'm clean off the cigarettes for, oh, I can't even, look, I've lost count how many years now. I used to smoke cigarettes. I started smoking when I was about 10 or 11 years old. That just shows you what kind of places I grew up, do you know what I mean? That's what we done for fun. And back then, you could go in and buy cigarettes no matter what age you were, and matches. And then as I got to be a teenager, I see I had no shame. As I got to be a teenager, we would save up ginger bottles, like juice bottles, glass bottles, and you'd be able to take these bottles back to the shop and get 20 pence, right? We used to save up all the bottles so we could go and get 10 cigarettes and a box of matches. So I was addicted to them very young, very young. But back in my day as well, the doctors would be sitting smoking when you went in. You could smoke in buses, you could smoke wherever you wanted. You could, you know, that was the norm back then. That was a normal thing. So, I mean, if I can do it, MD can do it. But do you know what I done? When I stopped the cigarettes, I took up cross-stitching so that I've always got something to do with my hands and my brain, you know, doing the cross-stitching. And patch, I got the nicotine patch, the strongest one. I know if I was to put a cigarette in my mouth today, I'd be back on it. Good morning, Ginos. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. I'm just doing my ironing today because it's been neat and done. And I've got my bed and I'm going to do some bedding as well. I can't wait to put my new bedding on with my cushion. My cushion that does it blink? Or does it? Oh no, it just lights up. It just lights up. Oh, you've got a new job, Cosa. Congratulations. That's wonderful news. And that's all right. I don't mind. Yeah, remember that the smell of a pub. You could always smell the smell of a pub. It would be. I get through out a pub. He's probably like. I'm not surprised at that, Linda. We're not surprised. We got through out a pub. I must have been over 18 because I was in the pub. Must have been just 18 when I was in the pub, because that's when you can drink here in Scotland when you're 18. So anyway, we goes into this pub and we decided to make an illegal cigarette, and then spark it up in the pub. Somebody sniffed it and we were busted and we got through out. Bad girl. I was a bad girl. What can I say? I was very, very naughty. Very naughty. Pip, I know. Michelle, good morning to you. Good morning. So that's the kind of stuff I get into. I get thrown out of pubs and things. And then I had a full-on fight with some, I've told you this, I had a full-on fight with some lassie, some crazy girl. We were sitting, and it was in the front of a church. God was watching this fight, and please forgive me, the Lord. You know it was self-defense. Right, see, that needs bleached. It's got a stain on it. Needs bleached. It was a disco. But I don't think they're called discos anymore, but we were at a disco anyway. Me and my friends. And it was nearly 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, whenever it was closed. And one of my friends was really quite drunk, and I says, Mum, we'll go outside and sit and just get fresh air. And there was about 8 years or something, right? So the rest of the gang stayed in the pub. They said, we'll be out shortly, right? We're just staying here for this last pint or something. I says, we'll get you outside. So we go outside, and we're sitting there on the stairs, churches behind us. And I seen these 2 girls like staring at us, and I thought, this is not going to be good here. I just had the feeling. And one of them came up and said to us, hey babe, do you want a fight? Like that. Swear to God, that was, no, that's fighting talk. So there was a brawl. There was a brawl outside the church. And there was guys sitting up the back that could have broke the fight up any time, but they were enjoying it. I remember going home, my knees were bleeding. My knees were bleeding because I'd been jumping. You know, I jumped on this girl. You know, I had to, you know, anyway, I'm not getting into the fight, but I never got hit once, is the moral of the story. And at one point, I was actually fighting the 2 of them because my friend was a wee bit worse for wear. No police around, no police, but there you are. That's the kind of stuff that happens here in Scotland. No, see if you're a foreigner, see if you come from another country, oh, we'll treat you wonderful, but see your own, we end up, that's what happened in the old days between the clans. It was Scots fighting Scots. That's a Friday, Saturday night in Glasgow. It's always kicking off, always kicking off. In fact, I think I've only been to like 2 or 3 nights out that's went smooth without anything happening. There's always something that kicks off. Somebody always says something. Oh, Michelle, I hope your daughter's okay. I hope everything's all right. It's absolutely true, Pip. Absolutely true story. Right in front of a church as well. And do you know something? I never even had a bra on because I was perky back then. You know what I mean? I was perky, and I was only 7.5 stone, so I was a wee thin and a big booby perky boobs. So I just wore a halter neck dress with no bra. So I'm sitting on top of this girl anyway, and you know, dress is up my back. The dress was up my back, so I have spoke to God all about it anyway. I do. I talk to God a lot. He knows. Anyway, he witnessed it. It's right in front of the church. Hey babe, do you want a fight? Imagine saying that to somebody. I swear to God it's true. I was like, well, no, really, I don't really want a fight, but if you're going to be trying to grab my hair, then, you know, it's going to be on. I hope she feels better, sweet Michelle. I hope I bet she'll feel better with you looking after her, I'm sure. God was on my side anyway. The only wound I had was on my knees, and that was because I was jumping. I was getting them on the ground because, you know, I'm pretty small. So, you know, God's seen everything. But see, the next day, we went up to one of our family members' houses, and they'd obviously been talking about me, right? And I walks in, and they were going, oh, ya wee mad bee, ya wee maddie, and all that they were saying to me. I'm a lover, as I say, I don't like fighting, but listen, see if somebody's going to be pulling your hair, I'm not going to stand there and just let them do it. But that's the kind of stuff that kicks off up here when people get too much booze in them. Ah, are you, AJ? See, I've got some Irish blood in me, and I've got Canadian blood because my dad's Canadian. My mum's side of the family came from Ireland. Their second name was McCafferty. A good Irish name, that. Good Irish name, McCafferty was her name. Oh, my granny was something else. My granny was the same size as me, my mum's mum. She was a wee hard lady, but they had it really hard back in Glasgow in the day. You know, their house was called a room and kitchen that they stayed in, and there was like loads of kids and stuff like that. And you know, it was a coal fire that they had to get going in the morning. They had to get the coal fire going, and my granny used to work, I think, in the steamy. That's a big place that they used to wash clothes and stuff like that. And my mum used to have to get up and get her wee sister ready and take her to school and all the rest of it. But I remember my mum telling me a story about my great granddad, I think it was, and he was a really nasty guy by the sounds of it. And he used to spend the day in the pub, and then he'd walk up the hill and he'd have a stick on him, and he used to rattle the stick on the fence so that they knew he was coming. And regardless of how much money my granny had or anything like that, she had to have like a pint of ale or beer or something like that on the table, or they would get beaten. I mean, this is it was brutal back then. Seeing it, and women used to take it. Yeah, women used to, and I'm sure there was some men that used to. I mean, I'm not saying no man's ever been physically abused or anything like that, but that was it back in the day, that the man ruled the roost. Do you know what I mean? That's the way it was. And if they didn't, they'd get beaten with a stick and stuff like that. So it was really, really hard. Really, as I say, my granny, listen again with God. My granny stayed across from a convent, right? And it was a spooky. It was like a really, really spooky convent. And when we went up to my granny's house, my dad used to have us looking out the bedroom window at his car all the time, because sometimes he would go out and he'd have no tyres and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? People would, you know, come. So if we seen a gang of people eyeing up my dad's car, because you could shout, "Dad, somebody's at the car." So that was me and my brother's job when we went to my granny's, was to watch the car. So we were bored. So we used to play a game called Hunt the Nun, right? It was just an innocent Hunt the Nun we used to play. And it was like, we would look all these windows, right, all these windows, and then all of a sudden you'd see a black saintly looking figure just going by. I see one, there's one there. That's a point to me. And then my brother, "Oh, there's two there, that's a doubler. I get double points." That's what we used to play, Hunt the Nun. There you are. We had to keep ourselves entertained. That's what we used to do. Hunt the Nun. And see, watching them walking by the windows, see, when I'm thinking about it, it was as if they floated. You know, it was as if they were just floating by the window, these nuns. You know, if it was creepy as F. Creepy. Yeah, so we were innocent kids. That's, you know, we were innocent kids. Anyway, I remember my school. You know how people go school trips and stuff like that. Yeah. No, there was no internet or nothing like that back then, or mobile phones, or microwaves even. There was no microwaves. What was I going to say? What kind of mind? No, see, that's chemo fog for you. I'm thinking something and all of a sudden it just leaves me. The school trips. Some people in school trips went to beautiful places like Ayr, where there's a beautiful beach, or Silver Sands, which is a beautiful beach, or a zoo or something like that with the school. We went to a convent. Right? We went to a convent for a day out with the school, and it was horrible. I'm not going to lie, it was terrible. And I was terrified. I was frightened of the nuns, to be quite honest. Because children should be seen and not heard. Oh, this used to happen back in the day. Do you know what? It looks beautiful out there. I'm going to show you. Unplug these. It looks beautiful out there. You see the sunshine? It does look beautiful, but it would freeze the boys off a brass monkey. There's a good Scottish saying for you. It'd freeze the boys off a brass monkey out there. That'll be a dog going by the window. Is it just grey there, Sky? Well, we've got lovely sunny weather. Do you know that kind of weather's the worst weather to drive in? Oh, see, if I take a migraine, that's between that and people keeping their full beam on in cars. See, if it catches me, it gives me a migraine. So driving in that weather is a nightmare because sometimes you can't see properly. I go at a snail's pace in my car anyway. I like to sing and all that in my car, and go nice and slow and take it easy. Oh, Michelle, you just remembered me. We're meant to be getting storms, apparently. Really, really high winds. So, you know, I've got all my wee things, my wee ornaments around my garden. So I'll need to get my son to put some of them down because some of them are quite expensive. You know, it's took me years to accumulate all the wee things, all my wee knickknacks and stuff. So I'm glad I've not got that arch anymore because that was always a nightmare. See, when it was windy, that was always down. Flooding golfer girl, oh my goodness. Narelle, did I say good morning to you, Narelle? If I didn't, good morning, good morning. Was it Narelle's birthday? Narelle. Ah, it was just right, Narelle, would you like me to sing a happy birthday to you normal, or would you like me to be Marilyn Monroe? It's up to you, 'cause I'm going to sing happy birthday to you. I'm going to sing happy birthday to you, but it's your choice if you want the Marilyn version or just the normal version, just a Scottish version. AJ, I used to dog it myself. Now that's got a different meaning, but hold on to a sing Marilyn Monroe. Be ready, Narelle? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Narelle. Happy birthday to you. And I'll give you a boop boop be doo boo. I hope you had a lovely birthday. I hope you had a lovely birthday. Yes, I used to dog it, right? But that's got a different meaning. That's got a different meaning in Glasgow. If you dog, well, it can mean the other thing. But usually if you're at school, dogging it is when you skip school. It's when you play truant. So I used to dog school myself. I used to dog it myself, so I did. And just walk about the streets. Spend my lunch money in cigarettes. Yeah. And I remember one I remember one time I went home from school. I'd been dogging it the whole day, right? But I was dogging it with my friend. So but it was raining, so we were hiding out in bus stops, smoking our cigarettes and all that, doing all that kind of thing, right? And I went home with my school bag and everything. My mum and dad are in the living room like this. And I goes in and I think it was my dad said, "How was school?" I said, "Oh, it was good. Aye, it was good." And my mum said, "What did you get in school?" I says, "Well, first period I think it was maths, and then we done some art, all the rest of it." And my mum said, "Because I was on the bus coming back from the town centre and I seen you at the bus stop at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, smoking." I was busted. I was grounded for like 2 months or something like that. That's what my punishment was, grounded. I used to get grounded. See, if the clock had struck, my mum and dad had a clock that used to dong, dong, right? And my time, I had to be in for 9 o'clock usually. And see if the clock had went dong like that once and I opened the door, I'd be grounded. The clock donged. Skiving, do you call it? We call it dogging it. I know that's got a completely different meaning for adults, but that's what we call it in the school. Grounded. We were kept in. We weren't allowed out, so we were grounded. Yes, that's JF Kennedy, and she was late. She was late to sing that to him. Oh, she was beautiful, Marilyn. I tell you, I've got a special wee thing for her in my heart, as a lot of people have. Do you know what I mean? I feel bad for her because I think we all know that she didn't do it herself. Well, my opinion, she got done in. She knew too much. And the worst thing she done, apparently, before she passed away, was to say to someone, I'm going to tell all. That's what Marilyn said, and then the next thing, she'd committed suicide. But some people might think she did. Personally, I don't think she did. I think they done her in. So I've always got a wee soft thing for her. And Lady Diana. I've always got a wee soft thing for Lady Diana too. Yes, you'll be able to find the Marilyn Monroe singing on YouTube, and you'll listen. See, when you watch it, you'll be like, Blueberry sang that exactly like Marilyn. Can't tell the difference. Listen, I entertain myself. That's what I do. I entertain myself. Nah, I don't think she done it herself. She knew too much, and the worst thing she done was to say to them that she was going to tell secrets. And that was it. And then poor Princess Diana. I've got my suspicions about all of that as well, as I think a lot of people have. And she was beautiful, Princess. That was one of the, you know how they say what famous person's death hit you? I would say Robin Williams and Lady Diana. She was beautiful. Beautiful in every way. Kind, loving, affectionate. She would go to hospitals that had patients with AIDS. And this was back in the 80s when it was all just happening. And I remember she was told not to touch MD that had AIDS, right? Well, no, that's not how AIDS spreads, but she'd been told not to touch. And there she was sitting on their beds, cuddling them. A heart of gold. Heart of gold. Yeah, Diana, that shook me. In fact, I've got a book somewhere, and I bought a black rose. And I pressed it in a book. And I think I wrote a wee thing about her. And it's in one of my books anyway. I'll still have it. Yeah, Pip, see, I'm not a royalist now. I know some people do. Some people, are royalists. That's, that's your thing, then that's good. I wouldn't want everybody to be like me. I just don't bother with it. It's not my kind of thing. But Princess Diana felt as if she was like one of us. She wasn't. In fact, she came to my town where I stayed to open one of the sports centres, right? And everybody was waiting on her. And there she comes out of the car with just jeans and a white t-shirt. Jeans and a white t-shirt, that's all, There was no show about her with dripping with jewels or anything like that. And she just seemed very beautiful. She was a beautiful soul. And it was a wee shame. Oh, I know it, Elton John, Candle in the Wind. Every time I hear that, I think of Princess Diana. I broke my heart. See, watching that funeral, me and my mum, we cried and cried. That hit me bad. And then when Robin Williams, and he did take his own life, that hit me as well. Terrible. See, I don't even know who's on the news, Michelle, or what's been said. I really don't keep up with it. Shame. So, I mean, I would not want to be a royal. I know some people would love. I wouldn't want to be a royal. It must be hard on them as well because they can't live like a normal life. Fair enough, the life that they live is all luxury and everything like that, but you know they can't get walking along the street or go to a supermarket or anything like that. Is there thunder? Oh, I hope we get some. Oh, I'm desperate for like some snow or something. That's what I want. Right, what will I do? This is my son's shirt. What will I do? I'll do black cherry on his shirt. Thank you, Sky. Thank you. If I am, I'd be. See, if I was now, I'd be the rebellious one. I'd be the rebellious one. I'd be a problem. You see, I'd be a problem for them. The same with aliens. Aliens, no, I'd be problematic for their spaceship. I wouldn't go quietly. Listen, have any of you watched the movie Fire in the Sky? Fire in the Sky is scary, scary because it's a true story. And it's about these men, these loggers, that they were out in the woods cutting logs. You'll be able to find it. In fact, the real Travis, the guy's name was Travis. The real guys out there doing, he done a video, a movie. They were out cutting wood, right, and it was getting dark. I don't know if this was in Canada or if it was in North America, somewhere like that. And do you know what? I think it's on Netflix. Fire in the Sky. Is that you done, golfer girl? That's good. And they're going home and it's dark, and they see this glow, right, in the woods, and they're going, "What's that?" It looks like the sun, but the sun's set. Can't be the sun. So they come around this corner, and it was a UFO hovering like that. And this guy Travis got out his car, out the car. They're all shouting, "Get back in the car, get back in the car." And he was like drawn to it. And he went out and he looked up, and a beam of light came like that and knocked him down. And the rest of the guys drove away and left him. When they went back, he was gone, right? He was gone. So they went down and they were reporting this to the police, of course. The police, everybody thinks that they're crazy, you know, they're absolutely crazy. And the police think that these men had actually murdered Travis. They thought they guys have murdered him. Yeah, they drove away. Anyway, so they're at a party, like a few days later, or there's a gathering in the house, and they get a phone call, and it's Travis, and he's whispering. And they're saying, "Where are you?" And he was at a gas station. So they go to get Travis, and he's cowled down like that in a phone box, naked, in this gas station. Anyway, they take the man home, and he's traumatised, and it shows you what happened when he got took up into the spaceship. Do you know that all the men took lie detector, about 6 different lie detector tests, passed them all. Fire in the Sky. I tell you, every time I watch it, I'm like, don't even try it. Don't even try it. It's scary because, see, if anything's like based on a true story or something like that, that's the ones that really get me. But do you know what I'm watching just now that I was watching last night? I can't remember if it's Amazon Prime or Netflix. It's about children that've got psychic abilities, right? And I believe all of that. I believe some people have got gifts. I do believe there's a lot of con artists that will tell you your future. Let me see, I'll tell you your future, that'll be £10. But there's some of these children that are very tuned in and can see spirits. Or there was one wee girl that could see auras round people, like colours round people. And she said that she'd saw this man, and she was saying to her mum, "That man's not well, mum, that man's not well. He's got purple colour round him, that he's not well." The man died 2 days later with a heart attack. So I'm watching that. Kids with psychic abilities. And it's a wee shame because some of them have got these gifts, and they can't turn them on and off. And they're frightened. It would be frightening if you could do that. No, let me see if I can find it. I can't remember. Was it Netflix? I'll find it here for you, but I'll not be able to see the chat now. I'll be able to see the chat there, but it disappears dead fast. I'll put it on Netflix and see if it's... Can't remember, because I go between Netflix and Amazon Prime. That's what I do. But some of these children feel really isolated and scared. So they've got a man that's a psychic, and he's talking to them and showing them how to deal with their gift and stuff like that. Is it on here? No, what? I think it was Amazon Prime. I think it was Amazon Prime. Let me try. This laptop takes ages. Hold on. Right. Prime Video. Let's see. I think it's on this. It's taking ages, this laptop. Here we go. Oh, I can't remember. I'll try and get it. But it's a wee shame for some of the children that have got these abilities that can see things. There it is. It's Psychic Kids, it's called. There it is. There it is. It's on Amazon Prime. In fact, there was one wee girl, and they were going away. They were going away to a ranch or something like that, and they were meeting other kids that were psychic as well, right? So the parents were taking their child to this place. So one of the wee girls drew a picture on the way to this place. They had no idea what the place looked like or anything. And this wee girl drew a picture, and she went, "That's where we're going." And she went, but she says, "I've not drew it in the picture, but there's 2 lamps on either side of the doorway, and that's a porch and all the rest." She was absolutely spot on. See, when she got there, it was spot on. Her drawing was absolutely spot on. I get chills. And there was another wee girl, and she said she was being visited by a wee boy that was born in the 1860 or something like that. This boy was born, and he only lived a short time, and he got killed with his mother. And he comes to her all the time, and she knew his name and his first name and second name and all the rest of it, and his mother's name, she knew that. So she said all that to the psychic investigator people, and they went away back in the records and found him. This wee boy that only lived for 8 years. They never said the cause of death was his mother or anything like that. And the mother's name was Catherine, and spot on, absolutely spot on. So that gave me kind of goosebumps. I was like, oh my goodness. But some of them, it's a wee shame, because they say that they see things and they don't know how, because they're still kids, they don't know how to turn it on and off kind of thing. It's like a real life sixth sense. That's what this is. That's what I'm watching. That's what I'm watching. Oh, Bridget Jones is dead. I've not seen that in years, but I I like a bit of aye. I've been watching I'm a Celebrity Sky with David, the Frenchman. My money's in him to win. My money's in him to win anything. Well, oh, I want to see him in the camp as long as possible. That's what I want. And I think the rest of the ladies and gentlemen that like other gentlemen, gay men, I think we're all in the same boat. We kind of like that. We like them in. Yeah, Narelle, sometimes me and my mum have got something. I don't know if you have been let us be a family member, but I'll be sitting and I'll think, I'll phone my mum just now. I'll have the phone, I'll be just about to press her number and she phones me. That kind of thing now, that happens quite a lot. Weird stuff. Or I've had a dream and it's been something that my mum's done. It's weird. But that's happened to us. But I've never been able to like tune in on like dead people or that. I mean, I did see some things in my last house, but that wasn't a psychic ability. That actually just happened. That was like a physical thing. It was. Oh, one dive rescue. I need to remember that because I do like a bit of drooling, especially on a Saturday. We all know that, don't we? I like a bit of drooling on a Saturday. And did I say that to Officer Bob? No. But I did tell Officer Bob that I like to send pictures and dirty messages on a Saturday, so be prepared, everyone. I can't be and I love everybody so much. This is the thing, I'm a lover. I love everybody so much, but on a Saturday, it turns into naughty love. Oh. Remember, I had a man that was that only spoke to me for about 2 hours or something like that, and he was like, "You're marriage material." Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I get like when I'm on a Saturday. Oh my goodness, Narelle. See, that's scary, that, isn't it? Oh, Australian lifeguards now. Now we're talking, Michelle. That's my kind of show. I think we'll need some tools for drilling. Oh, I've pulled the boob muscle. Boob muscles pull. Ouch, ouch. See the ladies that have got boobies. See your muscle underneath the boob. Because I've not got any boobs anyway. They took them. Sometimes when I move my arm, it pulls the boob muscle. And I'm like, oh, boob muscle down, boob muscle down. AJ, is that a song for the Carpenters? Why do birds suddenly appear every time? Poor Karen Carpenter as well. See, she had the same thing as what my Soph had, Karen Carpenter. But she was in denial. Sophie was never in denial. She knew what was happening. But Karen Carpenter to the end was saying that she never had a problem. Oh, see, that's it. It's in Australia. It's summertime, isn't it? It's coming into summertime. You'll have shrimps on the barbecue. Is that like, see when people say to Australians, have you got shrimps on the barbecue or anything like that? Does that make you feel bad or stereotyped kind of thing? Because people always think that Scottish folk, we've got our kilts on and we're eating haggis and we're, doing the Highland fling and stuff. And really it's just a bunch of wee edge drinking monk's wine and getting hammered on a Saturday. That's more like the Scottish. But I know some people don't like the way that they're stereotyped in the media kind of thing, that people think they're all eating shrimps on their barbecue. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm going to have to look up Bondi Rescue. I'd need rescued. Even though I'm a good swimmer, Michelle. Help! Oh, I'm drowning. I need some help. Oh, swept off my feet in the water. Oh, I'd be like a majestic jellyfish or something. Wouldn't I was going to say mermaid, but with my body, it's more like a jellyfish. If you like jellyfish, you know, I'm a treat. I'm a dream come true. Vegemite is Vegemite like? Wait, I'll show you what I've got. I don't know if this is the same kind of thing, right? Wait, I'll show you. We like this like just in a cup. Bovril. See, when I see Vegemite, it always reminds me of this. I don't know if it's the same thing though. I know I can't get the blooming lid off. I am getting it. I can't get the lid off. It's fused on. Okay, I can't get the lid off. Oh, the big muscle, ouch. This is high protein beef paste, it says, right? It sounds disgusting, but it's like a thick liquid. I can't get that. It's going to annoy me. It's going to annoy me if I don't get the lid off. Right, I can't get it. Anyway, that's it there. And it's like black goo. It's like black sticky goo. And what you do is you put a couple of spoons of it in your cup. And you pour in hot water and you drink it. It's like a drink. But I've never seen anybody put it on toast or something. Simply add 1 good teaspoon. I actually put 2 in. That's what I do. And it tastes really, really nice. So I've always wondered if Vegemite was like, I know what Marmite's like, yeah. So it's kinda on the same plane as Bovril. Bovril's excellent. I don't know if you can put Vegemite in a cup in hot water if you do that. Ooh, Vegemite and mince. See, I have oxo gravy when I do my mince. It's oxo, which incidentally you can also have that in a cup, and it tastes nice. See if you like gravy, which I love gravy. Oh. See, I like my dinners wet. I like a wet dinner, you know, gravy or sauce or something like that. I like all of that. But you know what I had that my daughter told me to get, and I'm glad she did? It's Bovril, not Bovril, it's, oh. Right, Bisto. It's like Bisto gravy, but it's pepper. There it is. It's peppercorn sauce. Is that it? Yes, it is. This one. It's wonderful. In fact, have I got any left? My dinners have got to be wet. There it is. You just put it in a cup, add some water, and it's a beautiful sauce for. I put it on like pork or anything like that, but you could put it in your chips, even chips and gravy. That's, see, when I was pregnant, that was my thing that I wanted was, yes, Beth, yes, it was Papa Doc's. It was, but you know where the church is. I can't drive by that church without looking at these stairs and thinking about the square go that went on it. That's where it was. Papa Doc's back in the day. You going to the disco tonight? Aye. Let's go to the disco. Let's go to a rave. Get your whistle. Glow sticks. That was me back in the day, and there'd be people out their face. I was too frightened, and I'm glad I was too frightened to take any of the things that were going about back in the 80s and 90s. I would have took a bad trip. I'd have been the one that was like, look, I can fly. That'd be me. So I never took, but some people were out their face, you know what I mean, at the raves. I took the Japanese to the rave. I do the Japanese. Oh. Have you been? Well, I was sitting on these stairs. We were minding our own business, and two girls came up and said, "Hey, babe, do you want a fight?" I was like, "No, really," but and then she came over. She was doing it, so I knew she was going to try and grab my hair. So I wasn't having that. It was on. It was on then. Do you know what I mean? My friend that was with me lost her shoe. Her shoe fell off, and one of the girls that was fighting with us said, "Whose shoe is this?" And my friend said, "That's my effing shoe," and the girl went and chucked it in the bushes. It was some night. It was a bad night. And the thing was, we had 8 other girls, and they were just ready to come out the pub. See, when they come out the pub and we said, we were fighting. They were like, "Let's get them." And I was like, "It's all right, we've handled the situation. Let's just go home." Sky, we were just minding our own business. I don't pick a fight with MD. Do you know what I mean? I've never ever picked a fight with MD. But see, if somebody's going to be coming at you, I wouldn't just stand there and just take it either. Do you know what I mean? You've got to protect yourself. You've got to protect yourself. In Scotland, we can't have pepper spray, tasers, guns, or anything like that. Baseball bats that everybody's got, but no baseball. So I had to defend my friend. She was two gone, so I was on with 2 girls. I was fighting 2. just a normal Friday night in Glasgow. Just a normal Friday night. But Beth fell down these stairs. She knows the stairs I'm talking about. We were just, because there was a wee, see at the bottom of the stairs, there was a wee food truck. That people would come out, the dancing, you know, you come out dancing, and some people would be, "I'm starving." You know, they've had some alcohol in them, "I'm starving." And they would get some food for the food truck. Right, so that was, everybody was watching, nobody was breaking up. They were all having a good time. I had to go home and clean my poor wee knees were all skint. Michelle, listen, I know this is, see, this is the kind of places I drink. Although, I remember one time, true story again, years and years and years ago, and it was me, my ex-husband, my brother and his wife, and we were away up kind of the north of Scotland. We were up quite far, and we thought, we're going for a wee bar lunch or something like that. We're going to this wee pub. It was a nice wee, like, old-looking pub, right? And I swear it was like something for American Werewolf in London. As soon as we walked in the door, all the locals turned around and looked at us. And right away I was like, "God, everybody's staring at us." It felt a bit uncomfortable. And we sat at a table and everybody was just staring at us like that. And I was like, "We can't have lunch here." It was the most spooky. We had one drink and then we went out. See if they'd have said to us, "Stay away from the moors," I would have had to have changed my pants. "Stay away from the moors." See if they'd have said something like that, I'd have died. But that's the kind of pub you don't want to go into. Just locals, and you go in and they're all eyeballing you like that. It wasn't a good feeling. Oh, when was the last time I went to the dance? Oh, my God. 25, 30 years, something like that. I've not been to the dancing for years. 30 years? It's a long time when you think about it. 30 years ago, once I got married and stuff like that, I never really wanted to go back to the dancing. And every time I did go to the dancing, I'd end up in a fight of some sort. Because I had big boobies and I had a lovely wee figure at the time, so I was perky as hell. And some girls would be like, "Are you looking at my husband or my boyfriend?" "No, I've got my own. Leave me alone. I'm not looking at Andy's husband or boyfriend." That's what it's like. It was always a dodgy feeling, because you were happy to get out, but then again you were hoping you weren't going to end up in a fight. More often than not, we did. I think it would change now that I'm older. I think if I was to go into a pub now, I think I'd be alright. I don't think anybody would want to kick my ass. But you never know. You never know. Sky, I know you looking at my husband. I'm not looking at MD. I'm not looking at it. You know, if there's someone in the room, maybe I've looked at them, but I'm not looking. So that's just where I stay. I'm sure there's places out there that their pubs and discos and stuff like that are wonderful and everybody's all happy, but when you're in Glasgow, it's you know, you're thinking, is these shoes practical for running at the end of the night? That's the kind of thing we're worried about. Am I going to get my ass kicked when I go to the toilet? That's how we always went. A few years always went to the toilet together. I'll hold it in until you need to go, right, and then we'll go. And we would always go in 2 or 3 years we'd go to the toilet, because see if you went with just one person, there was always a group of girls already in the toilet, just chatting away in the toilet. It was like a kitchen. See if you've ever had like a party or something like that, and everybody just accumulates in the kitchen. In the discos back then, it was the toilet. Girls just used to accumulate in the toilet. So if you were going in the toilet yourself, then look at the state of her. Do you know, I'd be worrying. So you always went to the toilet with a few of yous. Right, come on, we're all going to the toilet. Oh, Michelle, that's good to you. We live on the edge here. Narelle, see, this is it. No, it was always dangerous, the toilet. It was dangerous. The whole disco scene back in the 80s and 90s was dangerous. I think times have changed now. I think people are more loving and stuff like that. It was always a tense affair. Every single night out I went was a tense affair. Right, I'm going to tell you a story. I've told it before, and it's absolutely true, and I do not want to offend anyone with this story. Right, I'm just going to tell you the story, exactly what happened. I'm not slagging anybody off or anything like that, right? So, it was a disco, and it was away up the stairs in this place in Glasgow, in Sucky Hall Street in Glasgow or something like that, right? And I was a wee bit jealous before I got married, right? I was a wee bit jealous and stuff like that. So, my ex-husband, I was saying to him, "Are you looking at someone, right?" We ended up having an argument anyway. And he says, "Oh, I'm going home." I says, "I'm staying then." And it was my ex-sister-in-law and her man, and I just stayed with them. I says, "I'm just staying in the pub with them." So it was the dancing. So he went away home, and my ex-sister-in-law and her man were up dancing, and I was sitting myself. And a man came up to me. He was a little person, right? I think that's the right way to say it. He was a little person, right? And he came up to me and he said, "Do you want to dance?" And I didn't want to say no. Do you know what I mean? So I said, I didn't want to, and I really didn't want to dance, but I said, "Right, okay, I'll dance with you." And I thought, well, you know, I'm not, I'll dance with him, I don't care. So I was up dancing with him, right? And he grabbed my boobs, like that, honk, honk, like that. That's what he done to me, honk, honk, like that, grabbing my boobs. And I jumped back and I went, "You little beep, beep." And there was a lot of swearing and stuff like that. And I was like, "You dirty little beep," like that. And I was offended, right? I was like, that. I can't believe that. I'm dancing with this guy and he just reaches out with his both hands and grabs my boobies, my perky boobs at that, right? So I was raging. I was like, I can't believe that. So my ex-brother-in-law, he came over and I says to him, "I can't believe that there. That boy there grabbed my boobs." And he went, "Who grabbed your boobs?" I said, "Him there, the little guy." And he went out at him and was like, "How dare you touch her?" It was nearly a fight, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to cause a fight in this pub between, you know, but that's the kind of place it was. Fell up. And I was just trying to be nice. So that was a whole situation. like Madonna too. I think I had my blonde hair and stuff like that. I was dancing to Like a Virgin, like a virgin. Hey. It was terrible. And he said honk honk, honk honk like that. He said to my boobies. It's like, you've offended me. That was not cool. That was not on. You don't do that to people. But there you are. Fell up, and I was just trying to be nice. Vegan dolls, good morning to you. Oh, I've been in some rough places. Dives, they call it here. I've been in some dives. I've been in parties. I've been to parties that you've got to walk in someone's close, right? Closes are like when you get a block of flats, right, and see like the alleyway or the entrance to the flats. That's called the close in Glasgow, right? And I don't know many parties I've been to in people's houses and closes. And see, before you get in, it's just urine. That's all you smell, is a strong, strong smell of urine before you get into the person's house. And it's just because people pee there freely just pee in the close. And it's like strong, strong pish smell. I've been to a few parties like that. I've done a lot. See, when I think about the stuff I've done, that's how I'm always like to my children, don't do that. I've learned with my mistakes. People just used to walk the streets and listen for loud music. I think it was Billy Connolly that said that, and it was true. They would get a carry out, a couple of some vodka and some cans and stuff like that, and they used to go about and see if they heard someone had a party going. They would just go up, gate crash, but that would be cool. That'd be cool. Jimmy sent me. There's always a Jimmy. Always a Jimmy. Jimmy sent me up. Gate crash party. It was rough back in. I sound like an old lady doing. Back in the day, it was rough. But then again, this time next week, I'm going to be 50. Over the hill. He's might come on and they'll be sitting knitting or something like that. Oh, see, as I say, you couldn't get much worse than some of the places I've been. It's been rough, to say the least. Rough. That's just the way we were brought up back in the day. Everybody was the same, though. See, when I was a wee girl, everybody's house was the same. We all had the same stuff. No, nobody was better than anybody else. Kind of like here, see where I stay, I love where I stay and I love my neighbours and everything, because we just keep to ourselves and nobody thinks they're better than anybody else and all this carry on. Do you know what I'm saying? We're all just living and trying to go on with our wee lives, making it a wee bit happy if we can. But see, in the other place I stayed, there was some people that thought they were like the Kardashians or something like that, and they weren't. But they would look down their nose at me. Yeah, see, I keep to myself, like sometimes a fight will happen over in the flats, right? There's flats facing me, and now and again there's a fight, and I won't lie, I'm nosy. I've been known to go to my window, just go, what's happening over there? Remember the fight, and there was a guy right at my back fence standing like with his arms out like Jesus, and he's doing that with his hands. He's gone like that. Come on then, come on, yeah. And there was like a lot of swearing and stuff. I thought it's going to be a scrap. I really don't want to say, Beth. I really don't want to say, but it was the old place I stayed. There was a lot of the neighbours that were really lovely that I got on with, fantastic. But one of my neighbours said that they wanted to shoot my dogs, or their son wanted to shoot my dogs because they barked. And I was living myself at the time, and well, it was me and wee Peter. And my daughters had left the house, and me and the ex-husband had split up, and I was myself, and I was going through a terrible time, you know what I mean? And then the neighbour said that our son wanted to shoot my dogs. Cleo, good morning, lovely Cleo. Good morning. So that's not very neighbourly, is it? That's not very neighbourly. And I was always terrified when my dogs would go out and bark. And do you know, you start having, I started having terrible feelings that they probably wouldn't do it, but my imagination, as I said, I was having terrible feelings that they would put like rat poison on a bit of meat or something like that and throw it over the fence to kill my dog. You know, that's what I was fearing. All that was going through my mind back then. And also at the time I was going through my cancer battle, so there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on back then, and that's what happened. You know, they weren't very nice to me. That's for sure. Looked down their nose. You know, I couldn't do my garden the way they had their garden. I physically wasn't fit enough to do that. As I said, I was going through my cancer treatment. See, when you're going through chemo, you're ill. I'm not going to kid you on. You are really, really ill. You feel terrible. Hold on, I'll let my dog out. Hold on. Right, see what out. There, doggy's out. Michelle, I've had the stalker thing as well. It was a postman for me though. It went on for years and I was too frightened to say anything. Yeah, see, listen, remember the carry on I had? I was like, my wee pal that comes on, Raffy Girl, she's my wee neighbour, right? And I had to say to her, after the whole table on me incident and the wax up the walls and stuff like that, if they'd have heard a lot of noise coming for the bungalow, I apologise. It was going down in this house that night with music on and everything. It was all, the music was, Alexa was blaring. That's a good word, blaring. Michelle, see if anything like that ever happens again, go to the police. I never went, I was dead. See if you would have seen me back then, I was so shy and timid and didn't want to say anything or complain, or, you know, I was like a wee mouse. I wouldn't complain or anything like that. What I should have done was had a journal and wrote down every single day, because he used to chap my door every single day, whether I had mail, he would chap it, he'd just chap my door. He was putting chocolates through the letterbox. But the worst thing was when my kids were out playing and they came in and went, guess who we were talking to? The postman. And I thought, this man's going to end up taking one of my wains or something like that. But this went on for about 2 or 3 years. This went on and I never said anything. Eventually my dad phoned up and complained. But right in the journal, everything that happens, what he was wearing, what he said to you, what time of day it was, all of that, because I wish I would have done that now. Do you know why? Not even for me, because now, having a grown-up head on me, I think to myself, after him doing that to me, he could have went on and done it to someone else, to another lady, went on and done that, or even worse. Do you know what I mean? And I've not said anything about it. So write it all down. Oh, Beth, you should be allowed to have a wee party now and again. Everybody has a party. Listen, see if any of my neighbours wanted to have a party, I wouldn't mind. I'd be like, oh, they're having a good time. Michelle, that's good then. That's good. But that's what he was. He befriended my dog, right? I had a big Dalmatian at the time. He befriended my dog and everything like that. I had him in my house, Michelle. I had him in my house. He came to the door one day dancing like this. He says, can I please use your bathroom? Can I please use your bathroom? I'm bursting. Right, and I said to him, I come in, because I couldn't say no at the time. I could not say no at the time. Now I can say no. Couldn't say no back then. So I said, okay. So I let him in, and he went into my toilet. And he was in my toilet for about 20 minutes. I was sitting in the living room like that. Oh my God. And I'm thinking, he's going to come out and murder me. I've got this crazy person in my house, and he's going to come out and murder me. Or this was going on in my mind. Eventually he comes out the toilet, and he stands in my living room, and he's saying to me things like, how much did your skybox cost? How much I don't know what he was doing, but he was kind of leaning like that. Kind of like the naked lady at the gym, when I think about it, leaning like that, talking to me. And see, afterwards, the first thing I done was throw every toothbrush out, because I thought they'd been up the man's ass. The man's had them up his ass, the toothbrush. That's what's been going on for 20 minutes. His ass will smell like mint because he's used my toothbrush. So I threw every toothbrush out. I also went in and bleached the whole toilet, because I thought 20 minutes, he's been up to no good in this bathroom. Up to no good. And my mother is very much like me. And I says to her, he was in my bathroom for 20 minutes. And she went, you know what he was doing, don't you? I went, Mum, I don't want to. She went, you know what he was up to? I says, I don't know, looking for knickers. I went, what? And she went, that's what these kind of people do, hen. That's what they do, they look for knickers. I'm going, there's no knickers in my bathroom. I wasn't expecting that from my mum, do you know what I mean? But she was like, that's what they do, they're looking for knickers in your bathroom. What? Yeah, Beth, that's what he'd have been doing. They'd had the toothbrush right up there. So they all went in the bin. Every toothbrush went in the bin. I was like, nobody's using anything in this bathroom. The soap, I think I even threw the soap out. And it was Dove soap. I like Dove soap. I think I even threw that out. I mean, the whole place got cleaned. Because I thought, this 20 minutes in my bath, you know. Yeah, God forget, they've been rubbing it on everything, wouldn't you? They'd have been rubbing it all over the place. Oh, she's going to be using this towel. The towels get boiled. Rubbing it all over the towel. She's going to come in and dry her face with this towel. He's probably had his sweaty all over the place. And I invited the bloody man in. I invited the nutcase into my house. Because I couldn't say no. See, if that happened now, I'd say, look, I'm sorry, pal, but my toilet's broke. I'm waiting on the plumber. I would tell a white lie. I would tell a white lie. That's what I would do. So, I've learned. I've learned. I did see him years later. I seen him. And I thought, oh, don't even try me, pal. See, if it was now, I would say to him, F off. I'd say. Sky, don't, because there was another incident in my bathroom. And this is also very, very true. And it's like Dumb and Dumber. See how, like, the film Dumb and Dumber? A very, very similar situation happened to me. And it was one of Peter's friends at the time. One of Peter's, can so-and-so use the bathroom, Mum? I said, aye, tell him to come in, right? They were only wee boys at the time. So he's in, he's using the bathroom, and then when he comes out, I can smell the smell of poo wafting out, right? And I was like, right, he's done a number 2. And see, when I went in, it was everywhere. I don't know why. It was all over the toilet roll. It was on my wall. It was on my wash hand basin. There was poo on it. There was poo everywhere. Everywhere there was poo. And I was like, oh, so I bleached, there I was bleaching the bathroom again. I was like, my God, how did he get poo there? You know, all this was going through my mind. How did he get poo in the wall? All this was going on. So months later, Peter comes in and says, can so-and-so use the bathroom? And I'm thinking, please make it a number 1. Please make it a number 1. Because I don't want to say no to one of Peter's friends at the time. So when the boy comes, and I'm thinking, it won't be the same as the last time. You know, whatever's happened, he's had a bad day the last time. Accidents happen. Do you know what I mean? And then when he went out, I smelled the smell of poo, and then it was all over the place again. It was everywhere again. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Why? Why? So there you are. I tell you, it was like that film Dumb and Dumber, you know, but it's chocolate. He's got all over the walls. I actually had poo on the bloody wall. Poo. It's like, how did they manage to get it up there? I don't know. Yeah, but Beth, he must have had it on his hands, because it was like fingerprints on my wall, and it was on the basin. It was just on the seat of the toilet. It was everywhere. Everywhere poo. Peggy, so I was like, Peter, see that boy? Don't. I didn't say that. Don't be letting him, because I wouldn't do that. But postman's a different matter. He would never get in my house again. I can't believe I actually done that. I remember one day he came at the door as well. See, I was so daft. And he said to me, smell my jacket. Right? Now, that's not something somebody says to you very often, do you know what I mean? Smell my jacket, right? And I was like, and I went, aye, okay. And I kind of went down and I went like that and pretended to sniff in. I went, aye. He says, is the smell alright? I said, aye, it smells alright. And he says, because the guys in work said it's absolutely stinking. My mum said, that was him trying to smell your hair. And I was like, Mum, stop creeping me out. I think he just held it in, Peggy, until he got... Did I say good morning to you? I hope I did. I think he just wanted to come round to my toilet to do it. It was all over the place. It was like the as I say, it was like the Dumb and Dumber thing where he's got chocolate though, but this was actually poo everywhere. Yeah, good morning, lovely Peggy. Good morning, good morning. Michelle, I remember, was it my leg or my boobies? I think it was when I got my boobs off and I was in a hospital, draining tubes and all that, and I had to carry these bloody draining tubes about me. And I'm up early in the morning, so in the hospital you always shower in the morning. Everybody showers, you've got to shower in the morning. I shower every morning anyway. So I thought it was about 5 o'clock in the morning or something, and I said to the nurse, have you got a towel there? I'm going to jump in the shower. So I got the towel and away I went to go into the toilet, and there was poo up the wall. Somebody's had a bad, it's been like explosive diarrhea up the wall. But if I would have had explosive diarrhea up the wall, I'd have tried to clean it myself. Do you know what I mean? I'd have tried my best to clean it myself, and then said to the nurse, I've had a terrible accident in the toilet. I've pooed up the wall. I've tried to clean it as best I can. Even if you give me the cleaning materials, I'll go in and do it. I'll go in and clean it myself. Whoever put up the wall just didn't care, just left it there, just left it. So I had to go back down to the nurse and go, listen, I was going to go for a shower, but there's poo up the wall. And she went, up the wall? I said, aye. And I think she thought I was kidding on, and she came over, and I remember her just standing looking at it like that, and shaking her head like that. Peggy Sue, did you? I know, I would need to just go home and do a poo. Aye, so, I mean, that wasn't much fun. I don't know if I've told you about the lady in the hospital. It's a wee shame for her when I think about it, but see, when you're ill and you're in hospital, your patience, you've not got as much patience as normal. And you've no privacy. Everybody knows when you're in hospital and they pull that curtain round, the person in the next bed can still hear everything that the doctor's saying to you. So this was when I was getting the metal rod up the leg, and I was in terrible, I was in agony, I had the morphine clicker, I was in a lot of pain with that. And I woke up, I swear this is true, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and the lady across me was in my bag. In my bag. And I was like, I says, what are you doing in my bag? She said she was looking for it. It was either her teeth or her bra or something that she was looking for in my bag. And I says to her, look, I says, I've not got your teeth. I says, I says, you've no privacy in this hospital. Never mind raking through my bag at 2 in the morning. The poor lady though, I mean, she must have thought I had her teeth. Or her bra. I don't know why, but I was like, that's my, like, get out of my bag. 2 in the morning. They always put me in the ward. They always put me in this ward, special wards. That's where I go. That's where they put me. Yeah, Peggy, you wouldn't think, but here this is true as well. My mum used to work in building sites, and she used to clean houses that had just been built, and sometimes a toilet had. What the hell was that? Oh, my dog's doing something. Sometimes the toilet wasn't even in the toilet, it was sitting in the living room floor, and some men used to use it. It wasn't even in the bathroom yet. What are you up to, Mr. Mike? No good. I know, she was just looking for her teeth in my bag, raking through it. Raking through my bag like that. I know, look, I was in a lot of pain too, so my patience was very, very thin. I was, the burning pain, which was in my bag. And then, see, obviously the lady's not been right, because I remember it was Britain's Got Talent or something that was on the telly, and the wee woman in the next bed, she loved that show, right? So she and her daughters were big girls too, you know, big burly girls. So she went into, it was a TV room, so she went into the TV room to watch Britain's Got Talent or whatever it was, and the woman that was in my bag goes over to her locker and starts taking her clothes out, right? And I'm just watching her. I'm like, and I think my ex-husband was up at the time. I'm going, that woman's in her locker. So she was pulling out all this woman's clothes, right? And then she just disappears into the bathroom with all this woman's clothes. And I said to my ex-husband, you better go and tell whatever her name was that that wee woman's been raking in her locker, and she's got all her clothes, and so the woman comes out the TV room with her daughters like that, and the wee lady comes out the toilet and she's wearing the lady's clothes. She's obviously not been right. I'm not making a fool of her. She's obviously not been right, but she comes out and she's got all the lady's clothes on, and the lady's like, that's my clothes, what are you doing wearing my clothes? Get my clothes off. That's my clothes and everything like that. And she's going, look, she's got all my clothes, and then she picks up a pair of knickers and she's she's even got my knickers, and then she went, oh, they're no mine. I've got hand sanitizer if you need it. Yeah, see, some men just don't care. I mean, they were using a unplumbed toilet that was sitting in the middle of a living room. It wasn't even in the bathroom, they were using it. So I've got a lot of, all that happens to me in hospitals. I get all that going on. The poor lady, she's obviously, I don't know, she's obviously had some sort of mental illness. Oh, I'm running out of power. I'm running out of power, guys. Why is that not powering up? Anyway. God, I've been on a while, haven't I? I've been on a long time. If I froze, if it was still there, I froze on my screen. There we are. Okay, so I'm running out of power. I don't know why, because I've got these plugged into my laptop, but it's saying I'm running out of power. But I've been on a while. And all I've got is a couple of things left, which is great. And I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, so I've got my Too Faced palette to use. I'm dead excited. I've not even touched it, so I'm dead excited to use that. And I'll do a nice relaxing video for you tomorrow. Nice, and I'm going to take it easy, take my time and just pamper you tomorrow. And then I'll be back for my live stream tomorrow afternoon with my flavouring, which is always fun for me. So I love you all very much. Thank you for coming in and spending all this time with me. I've been on a while. And I hope you have an awesome Friday. I'm going to give you all I'm going to give you all a big kiss now, and I love you very much. Bye, everyone.